Hello, my name is Laura Rudge and welcome to my Slimming Diaries. I decided to do these videos because I have more confidence in myself. I wish I kind of started them sooner when I started my journey, but I really did not have the confidence to share information such as my weight, etc. back then. I'm hoping doing these will give me a bit of extra incentive to make sure I lose each week. And hopefully to inspire or help anyone else out there that might watch these. This will be my longest video because I'll tell you about myself, my history, and then hopefully I will give you updates in the week of my weigh-ins, what I've lost, what I've gained, if I've had a good week, bad week, and anything like that really. And so let me begin. So like I said, my name is Laura. I'm 26 years old and I am married to Daniel. We've been married, be 3 years in August. We've been together nearly 9 and I haven't killed him yet, so yay, I have days. It's very close. We have 2 boys, Tobias, who's nearly 2.5, and Jason, who is 8.5 months. And a dog called Ozzy. So I am literally in a house full of boys, and it's very hectic half the time. But I've never really been a girly girl, so you know it's not all bad. I do have another YouTube channel with my husband Daniel, called Dan and Laura Gaming, where we basically just play games and talk about random crap. So if you're into that, or know someone who does, get them to check it out. I'll try and put the link below, but I'm not very good at all this technology stuff now. I'm doing most of it on my phone, so I'll try and put a link somewhere. But anyway, back to why we're here. See, this is my problem. I get sidetracked with other things. I've got like a list in front of me of bullet points, like, come on, keep talking about this and nothing else. Anyway, back to it. So basically I will tell you about my past and then we'll get into my slimming journey. I've always been quite big. I wouldn't say I was massive. If I could go back in time to when I was younger, like 16, I would have been like, what the hell are you thinking? You're perfectly fine the way you are. But in primary school I did get bullied because I was a bit more curvier than everyone else. I wasn't a stick like some people are. But I mean, you're in primary school, so you're never gonna look, I don't understand why people back then thought, looks were important or whatever, because you don't till you're high school. But yeah, I did get bullied. So that did have, that's when all my self-esteem and all that sort of stuff come from. Very self-conscious about everything. In high school, I wouldn't say I was bullied, but the odd comment did get thrown around. I did have plenty of friends, so I was never alone, but that was one of my things. Even now, I don't really like going to places by myself, being alone. It's just, I mean, I don't mind being alone at home. I'm not that much of a weirdo, but like going to new places I'm not familiar with, because I do get self-conscious, and it's all down to what I look like size-wise, which obviously has got worse over the years. But having the boys though, it has made me overcome these, because with them I have to go out and do things like go to soft play areas. I have to entertain them somehow. I can't be stuck at home with them. So yeah, I have overcome some of my fears from that. But anyway, I was getting sidetracked. I told you I would. So anyway, back at college I got bigger, because you do eat crap when you're at college, vending machines, all that sort of stuff. And then I had boyfriends, and you do eat out, you do, all that sort of stuff. Everyone does. And I met Daniel in 2008, and I got very comfortable. We've been going out for like over a year, so that was my longest relationship. So we kept going out for meals, going out drinking like you do, and the weight kept piling on, and it wasn't an issue. And I kept looking at myself thinking, oh, I put a bit of weight, but the more it just more crept on, and I was buying bigger clothes, and I was like, it didn't really sink in and bother me. I just thought, well, I'm with Daniel, he loves me, what who gives a crap, I'm happy. But deep down I knew it needed to be sorted. But I think with any sort of weight loss or anything that you have to give up or do, it's all about, like, obviously willpower, of course. But you kind of have to have that moment, like, deep down where you're willing to change, like that ta-da moment, or that, you know, this is where it's got to stop, like the turning point, as most people would call it. I'll give you an example. I used to smoke from the age of 14, like, onwards. And I knew I should have given up, like, you know, people should, but just kept going. And the turning point for me to give up was when I found out I was pregnant with my oldest son, Tobias. And that was in 2014, the beginning of 2014. So yeah, I think I might have had the odd one or two after I gave birth to him, but I've completely quit now. So that was a turning point. Being pregnant, knowing that you know it's not good for them, was my turning point. So with my weight loss, there came a turning point. There was many, it should have been. I look back thinking, why didn't I do it then? Why didn't I do it then? For example, Daniel proposed to me in 2011. So that should have been a turning point. Come on, get your life sorted. You're getting married. You want to fit into a nice dress. And I kept saying, oh yeah, we weren't planning to get married till 2014. So it was like 3 years away. Oh, I've got plenty of time. But it soon crept up. And I decided to do something probably about the year before. But anyway, going back to turning points, there was another turning point in my life when I went to Thorpe Park and I couldn't fit in one of the rides, and it was so humiliating being told that the bar won't go down and you have to leave when everyone else is seated ready to go. It was embarrassing. I literally cried when I got off. Like, it was so embarrassing. That should have been my turning point. Like, come on, you can't fit into a ride, get your life sorted. But no, I was in denial. And obviously one of my problems was I comfort it, so obviously I did. So going back to getting married, about a year before, I started thinking, right, come on, we gotta get this going. So I started trying to do exercise, but I didn't change anything about my way of eating. And then in January 2014, I found out I was pregnant with Tobias. And he was due around the time we were going to get married, so we had to move the wedding forward to August, and he was due in September, but he didn't come till the October. So I was advised at that time to join Slimming World, because that's the best one when you're pregnant. I didn't listen. I thought I knew best. Oh, I'm eating for 2, and I kept eating and eating, and I piled on the pounds. Oh, it's only baby fat, it'll go. It didn't. And after Tobias was born, I kept piling on the pounds, because when you're bored with a child, you do. And I probably, between that time, I was my heaviest. Then I know that, you know, it should have been my turning point then when we decided we wanted another child, and it sort of was. I started exercising again, trying to eat a bit better, but I became very pregnant very quickly with Jason. And once again, they advised me to do Slimming World, and I thought, oh, do I, don't I? But the turning point was, which is ridiculous as it sounds, is the hospitals near me, they've all changed, and the local hospital is half of it shutting down. So they were only accepting pregnant women. I had Tobias there, so I wanted to obviously have Jason there. But they're only accepting women with like perfect BMIs, perfect pregnancies and all this. And obviously because I had a high BMI, they wouldn't accept me. So I had to go to another hospital, which was about an hour and a half, depending what day of traffic it was, away from where we lived. And that just completely, like, what, do you want me to drive an hour and a half in labour instead of 20 minutes down the road? I don't think so. So that's what my turning point was you can't tell me where I'm going to go give birth. That is my decision. So I decided to try and take control back, and that's when I joined Slimming World, and it's the best thing I've ever done. In the end, I did have to go to the hospital that was an hour and a half away, which turned out to be a blessing in disguise because they were brilliant there. So anyway, so I did started Slimming World in January 16, so I've been doing it just over a year. But officially from June, when Jason was born, is that when I kind of stuck down and did it. When I was pregnant with Jason, I just changed my evening meals, and it's amazing how much I lost just by like changing meals, like from instead of getting jar bolognese to making my own, and cutting out the pizzas and some of the, you know, I still had sins like my chocolates and bits. You can't not give up completely with chocolate. But yeah, but since Jason was born is when I've been kind of knuckling down and doing it properly. The problem is I'm very forgetful, so I don't tend to write it down what I've ate that day, count my sins as such, but I know in my head what sins I've had, what I haven't. So I'm losing weight, so that's the main thing at the end of the day. You know, I'm not gonna preach that I'm absolutely perfect and I stick to plan every day, because I freaking well don't. You know, I very much, there's anyone out there that sticks to plan like every single day, because if you are, you're lying. You really are. But yeah, so I'm you know, and I'm losing weight, so that's like I said, that's the main thing. I do my best to try and stick to plan, but some days, you know, it all depends the situation. Like, for example, last night we had a power cut. Luckily, we didn't have a takeaway. We did manage to cook something because we got gas, so that wasn't a total, but it could have been a disaster, and it could have been a takeaway night. So anyway, so yes, let's get to the important bit of my figures, which I've not really told anyone before, because I am slightly, you know, I am a bit embarrassed about it now, but I decided to get it out there because at the end of the day, I'm losing weight. I'm doing something about it, so why should I be embarrassed about it at the end of the day? It's not like I'm sitting around eating crap and not doing anything about it, because I am. Right, so I have all my figures here. That's what I'm looking at. So basically, the heaviest I have ever recorded myself was probably between the time of having Tobias before Jason, and I reached probably about 23 stone. I know. And that will put me in about 24/26 size clothing. And so I think officially when I started Slimming World, I managed to be at 21 stone and 7 pounds, which is roughly about, put me in 24/22 clothing, and according to the NHS, that's a BMI of 48.5, which is obese. So basically, I have so far lost 4 stone, so I'm quite chuffed with myself. So now I'm 17.5, and in mainly 18 to 20 jeans, but I am going down into size 16 tops, which I'm quite impressed with, and my BMI is now 39.5, which is still obese. My target is 14 stone, which is still technically putting me at obese, but that from 21.5, that is realistic to me, because I wasn't going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to get to 11 stone, because I'm like, no, I need to do something realistic, and if I hit that, I'm like, do you know what, I've lost all this weight, I've got to my target, I can freaking do this, so yeah, let's freaking crack on and do some more. So as soon as I hit my target, I will lower it to around, hopefully 12 or 11, because I'm 5'6". Roughly I should be about 11. That will put me at my perfect BMI, but you know, I'm not aiming, I'm curvy, so I know I might not end up at 11, but we'll give it a go. But I have been doing some workouts and stuff, and I have got this good one, which I will probably explain in another video, where I do it for like 90 days, and it goes on like inches of different body parts. So I'll give you all them figures as well and show you what I have lost so far. So I started this around June time to like now. So my biceps were about 18 inches and now they've gone down to 14. My chest was 46 and now that's gone down to 40. My waist, it was 55 and now gone down to 43. My hips, I get very confused about measuring my hips, because one minute I'm 45, next minute I'm gone up, next minute I've gone down. So hips are very confusing, so I might not just leave that out. But my thighs were 35 and 36 and now they're 28 and 29. So I've lost a fair few inches off all my body parts, and I have started to notice. I was in denial for a bit. A lot more people have noticed as well. So yeah, so I'm, you know, overall quite chuffed with the way it's going. So I thought, hey ho, I will share my story and, you know, get everyone to follow it, you know, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment and I'll try and answer them in the next video. Like I said, I'll probably do weekly videos of my weigh-ins, and I might do the odd video, you know, explaining what, you know, if any events are coming up or if I'm doing anything. But just before I say bye, I just want to show you my little chart. It's what kind of keeps me on track, tells me I've lost 4 pounds this week. I have 49 pounds to my target and 56 lost so far, so very chuffed. And I thought I will just quickly show you my all my Slimming World rewards. So I've got my half stone Slimmer of the week, which I need to admit I did cheat. Some of these are technically from when I was pregnant with Jason. So that Slimmer of the week was, I think, the week I gave birth to Jason. So obviously I lost him, you know, so it was about £12 altogether, and he was 9-11. So yeah, that's where that award came from. But shh. I got my 1.5, 2 stone, my Club 10. And for those who don't do Slimming World, Club 10 is when you lose 10% of your body weight. A 2.5, 3, 3.5 and 4. So yeah, so they're all my rewards. Now let's see if I can get this camera back properly. Probably not. So yeah, so like I said, it's just going to be like updates. I'm still learning Slimming World myself, and I do follow quite a few people on Facebook and Instagram and get ideas from them about meals. But if I come across a meal and I'm like, oh my god, this is the best, I will share it with you and etc. like that. So so yes, I hope you like this video and keep watching for more. Like, subscribe, comment. Yeah. Thank you very much. Bye.